Buzzbox, BoCo.
Trevor, the traction engine, was working at the Vicarage orchard very happily. James was about to pull up to the orchard.
Hello, Trevor, said James. You look just as bright and cheerful as my red paint.
Oh, I am, replied Trevor.
What's that noise?
Oh, it's just the bees, laughed Trevor. They're in these little boxy things called beehives. They produce good honey, and the vicar basically kidnapped them from their home, and is giving some of their honey to his friends for a picnic.
Just then, BoCo, the diesel engine, hummed in. Take care, you two, advised BoCo. Don't make the bees angry. They might sting you. James didn't like being told what to do by a diesel, so he buzzed away. Goodbye, Trevor. Bill and Ben were being mischievous and arranging cars in the wrong place. However, they scampered off when they saw BoCo, as they didn't want anyone knowing they had put them in the wrong spots. BoCo pulled up to the station alongside Duck. I remember the first time I met those two twins, laughed BoCo. They nearly made my eyes pop out. Edward soon put a stop to their games. Yeah, Edward is really the only engine that could keep them in line. They're so independent, they buzz around and disarrange the yard. I sometimes call them the bees. A good name, said BoCo. They're terrors when they start buzzing around. Just then, James fussed in. What's that, Duck? You're afraid of insects. They're only small little rodents, and don't let that Buzzbox diesel tell you any different. Rude. His name is BoCo, and he is not a Buzzbox. I wouldn't care, interrupted James. If hundreds were swarming around me, I'd just blow smoke and make them buzz off, and then I'd be done for the day. Buzz, 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 said Duck cheekily, as James went over to the station. He was excited to pull the train, and the passengers were boarding when the foolish people knocked into the beehive. It knocked over in plain sight. The bees suddenly got loose. This frightened the passengers. The bees didn't have a hive, so they went towards James. They continuously bugged his driver and fireman, and when that didn't work, they turned their attention to James. They went on to near the whistle and stayed there. It was nice and warm. You get off me, said James, and he blew smoke and exaggerated heat from his whistle. One of the bees burnt his foot. Ouch, 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 said the bee. The bee was angry and went near the station. Oh, said James. Watch where you're landing. James had been stung right on the nose. James didn't want to be stung again, so he tried his best to get rid of the bees. First he went on the turntable. He spun and spun and spun, but eventually tired himself out. The bees didn't fly away. He then went under the water tower, and that didn't work. He even blew smoke in a tunnel to get rid of them, and still, that didn't work. The vicar came to see what was the matter. Don't worry, James, I've got them new hives. The bees swarmed into their new homes. They were excited. James still had a bee sting and was hoping he wouldn't be noticed. BoCo and Duck had seen everything and went off to the orchard to tell Trevor. They would think he would find it a great joke.